Hello, how do you do? I may sound like an Oxford gentleman, but you may need to learn how to reference OSCOLA style for your next paper. Don't panic, let us explain. We have the only step-by-step guide you will need to learn this style quickly, and more importantly, correctly. Choosing to further your academic career with the assistance of Ivory Research will help you obtain the grades you deserve and the high-paid jobs you are working hard towards achieving. Ivory Research can help you with all your academic elements you might be finding really tricky. If you're too busy to watch this video, don't worry. Hop on over to ivoryresearch.com, where you'll find comprehensive information on this guide and lots more with our complete student assistant programs. Now, let's look at OSCOLA and what it involves. OSCOLA is a way of directly citing and referencing your legal materials, and stands for Oxford University Standard for the Citation of Legal Authorities. So, if you have been given this method as a referencing style, you need to get it right.
Because it's not important for me to get it right.
Are you ready? Come on, let's go. OSCOLA is all about using footnotes, meaning that you must have small superscript numbers within your text. For example, 1, 2, 3. These will then link to footnotes at the bottom of each of your pages. You will most likely need to include quotes from cases and books in your work. So here is a quick guide on 2 ways you can do this. Number 1. If the quotation is relatively short, which is up to 3 lines, you should put the quote within single quotation marks and incorporate it within the body of the text. 2. If the quotation is longer than 3 lines, the quote should be presented in an indented paragraph. You can cite a source within your paper in 2 ways with OSCOLA, and this is dependent on whether the source you want to reference is a primary source or a secondary source. Here's the difference.
And all I can answer myself is, what's the difference?
Primary sources are classed as cases, Acts of Parliament, and all other primary sources. And secondary sources are categorised as books, journal articles, and other secondary sources. So here's how to reference a primary source for the OSCOLA requirements. A case with citations that include a neutral citation will be written like this. The case name, then the year in squared brackets, followed by the court it was heard in. Following that will be the case number, then the year in square or regular brackets, followed by the volume, the report abbreviation, followed by the first page. Please pause the video to see an example. Top tip. A neutral citation is a quotation that doesn't refer to a particular law report series. It is totally independent of the law report system. These cases will use the name of the court and the case number attached to it. For those case citations where it isn't a neutral citation, will be written like this. The complete case name first, then the year in either square or regular brackets. You will follow that with the volume, then the report abbreviation. Finally, you will cite the first page number, then the court it was heard in. Phew, I'm out of breath. So pause this video to note the example when you see it. Are you confused about the bracket situation? Well, let me clarify. You put the year within square brackets if the year is necessary to identify the law report volume. You use round brackets if the year is not necessary to identify it. That pretty simple, right? Hope I clarified it. Cool. On to secondary resources. That was how to reference for primary sources for the OSCOLA requirements. These are for secondary resources, such as books and journals. As an essential guide, a citation for a book should be written like this. Cite the author first, then a comma, followed by the title. Then you need to open some regular brackets. In them, in this order, you will put any additional information, comma, the edition, then another comma, followed by the publisher, then the year of publishing. You can now close your brackets. Top tip. If you need to specify a specific page of a book you can simply add the page number to the end of the citation. Please now pause the video while we show you some examples of referencing journals, articles, and online information, just in case you have to do this with OSCOLA rules. Be sure to put all the case names and book titles in italics too. So that's how it's done with referencing. Make sure that your superscript numbers are in place, your footers show the citations from the numbers, and that you have laid them out correctly. Next, the most crucial part, the bibliography. The bibliography should always be placed at the end of the document and split into 3 main sections. The table of legislation. This will include the table of legislation that should consist of all treaties, conventions, legislation, and statutory information that is cited in alphabetical order by the first significant word. A table of cases. This should include any cases cited within the work. These should be written in alphabetical order of the first significant word. And number 3, bibliography of secondary sources. This will include all of the secondary sources that you have cited in your work in alphabetical order. The information in the bibliography for every source will be precisely the same as the referencing in the footnotes, just written in the fashion like this. The second name, then the first name, initial. Your bibliography page will come at the end and will include all of your sources. For ease, be sure to copy and paste the entries from your in-text citations as you go along, but the presentation of the author's names will need to be listed differently and alphabetically. And that's that. Breathe, relax. If you enjoyed this video again, please make sure to smash the subscribe button for us. Visit ivoryresearch.com if you need help with citing your sources. Thank you for watching this video and good luck. Now, are you ready for the next referencing style?